the thing about coming back to the Vivian Beaumont and actually being at Lincoln Center, when I was a student at Juilliard, we used to gaze out of those windows that don't open and yearn for the day we were working in the plaza. I don't know how many of us really aspired to working downtown on Broadway as much as we wanted to work at Lincoln Center. And it took me 20 years before I worked at Lincoln Center. This is almost the same stage as the stage that I did most of the productions at the Juilliard, in the drama division. It's an arena stage. Ours is smaller than this. But there's also, I like arenas because I like the fact that I look up a lot. I mean, there's something, it's like when you go to the old Greek theaters. I mean, you really, it's up, it's to the gods, it's up to play to an audience. And so I like these kind of spaces.
Falling Christmas Eve, I fell behind him in the frozen booth, and I touched him on the sleeve. He didn't recognize the face at first, but then his eyes grew open wide. He went to hug me and I filled my purse, and we laughed until we cried.
Well, we've always thought of it as a theatrical concert. There was always movement in it, and whether it was proscenium or this arena formation, and I just happen to be comfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable. If I've played a stage, if I walked back on the stage of the Booth Theater, I would feel very comfortable. I was in that play for 6 months, the Old Neighborhood, so I'm comfortable on that stage. If I went into another theater, that I've played for any length of time, I would feel comfortable. So playing the Vivian Beaumont is very comfortable. I was here for 18 months, even though it was like almost 13 years ago. It's still, it feels like it's a familiar space.
God only knows, God only knows, yes. God only knows what I'd be without you, without you.
The sound check is always just to make sure that I can hear and everything's working. Then, of course, when people get in, it changes everything, and hopefully the sound will sound the way it did in the sound check. If you were in a musical, you would not be doing 26 songs, even if you were on stage 2 hours. You know, and you forget that. But what's hard is you can't get into a run. And you more or less, you know, it's like an opening night because you think you have 4 days off, 5 days off, and I'm thinking, oh my God, have I forgotten everything? Because I go home and there's a life there that has nothing to do with show business, and has to be dealt with. You know, my son and my husband and our property and the dog and the chickens and the cat and the baking of the beds and doing laundry and shopping, so that it really removes me from this. So when I come back to it, it's like, because I'm also getting older and I'm not remembering everything. So I'm thinking, what was it I did last week? musical in this city since Anything Goes. It's a long time. I don't know whether there'll ever be another musical for me. I really don't, but there will definitely be concerts. This is something I love to do. I love to do these one-woman things. I mean, I don't consider them cabaret. I consider them theatrical concerts. And I love doing this, so I will continue to sing in New York, be in this format, and if a good musical comes along. You know what? I don't know whether I would now. 8 shows a week, 6 days out of the week is tough considering I have a child.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you, caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Flashback, more lines, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories, time after sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you said, and you said so. I fall behind.
We were trained as stage actors at Juilliard, and I never went to California. In some ways I wish I had gone earlier, but the stage is the place that I think that I belong, and I always feel at home when I walk on a stage.
You